he's got to have like an autistic part, which makes sense because normally scientists always grow up with a very autistic part of
or they
their
have
childhood.
a portion of their childhood that is autistic. A year or two or a couple of months where they refuse to talk or they have problems.
And they focus very hard on one thing. And Six was demonstrating all of this. I'm like, he's autistic. And I was like, this is awesome. And yeah, because I cheer for that shit. But...
yay, different characters. Woo!
Yeah, and I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. And then at the end, I was like, this is very simple, but it's also extremely complex.
Mm-hmm.
I never realized years later I'd be sitting here now and be like, holy shit, there's way too much shit in this movie. Oh my god. But anyway, I was like, okay, I can go with this. I still wouldn't make any characters. She begged me to make characters.
Because I know she does amazing characters. She did crazy fucking characters for the Narnia roleplay. And I was like, come on, do it. And also, you gotta understand, I'm running the entire roleplay essentially.
Yeah, she's got all the
characters.
And she had even offered to give me some of the characters of the Econs.
I offered to give her Dickens,
and I was like,
I offered to give her Tolstoy.
And I had this thing, I was like, yeah, I like their personalities, but I don't want to do this because...
She was afraid she would characterize them wrong.
Yeah, and I don't like kind of dominating somebody and making their own character, because after I take their character, a lot of people kind of push it as it's my character to begin with. Like, a lot of things I noticed in the fandom, Jenny Jen could just kind of puts both of our names together when she does Nine Bugs, but for a while there it was kind of back and forth with whether or not she actually had to ask me, is Lewis yours or is Bradbury yours? And I was like, neither of them are mine. They're both hers. It's just that I love those two to death, so I always say that. And so now she just kind of puts them both, but
yeah,
it's really
understandable where the mix-up is. It's hard to keep them straight.
Yeah, and it's nice because a lot of people tend to think we're the same person sometimes.
Yeah.
And like when we signed up to the forum, Anna
thought that we were
we were the same person.
That I got locked out or forgot my password or something, and I was creating another account. I was like, no, that's my fiance.
Yeah. So and it's kind of funny because a lot of people actually have accidentally said we're twins or twin sisters or something.
People think we're sisters all the time.
And I joke around about it because our song is Hey Soul Sister.
And
but it was really funny because we would go into the bathroom and look at each other in the mirror and be like,
really?
Where are they getting this? Where are they getting this?
It's really funny too because like one of the girls at work knew we were together. And she was when I first started telling people that we were a couple, because I was kind of anxious about that because my town is kind of a small town, and there's a lot of people here that are kind of closed-minded about this sort of thing, being lesbian or, anything like that. And so I was like, well, I was kind of nervous about it. Well, I mentioned it to one of my friends at work, and she was like, wait, so you guys are together? And I was like, yeah, we're together. And she goes, you need to stop that sister bullshit right now. And I died laughing because I love her to death. She kills me. She's actually out having twin babies. She's got twin babies right now. But, She killed me so hard with that. Just, you stop that sister bullshit right now because it's just creepy.
And it's really funny because for the longest time, all the supervisors would have to ask us, so wait a minute, are you guys sisters? Are you guys related? Or are you guys together? Or are you guys just best friends?
And people all have different stories about what we are.
Yeah,
apparently.
Nobody at this place can get any story right, but we love it that way.
It wasn't until I started wearing a ring that,
Yeah, after I got her the ring, everybody was like, because I ran around when it was the day that she didn't have to work and I was doing overtime. I ran around and I'm like, look what I got Hannah as an engagement ring. And so everybody was like, wait a minute, you what?
Yeah.
But at the same time, everybody was like, "Oh, that's awesome!
That makes
Yay!"
more sense.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, okay, that kind of sister. Oh, okay, now we get it." And
yeah,
they're
we're
at
all
the same
members of the family.
Oh yeah. But anyway, how'd she get up there?
She jumped up on Carnegie and jumped up. Wow, that came out.
Hello, Julie.
She jumped up. On, wow.
This is why we're soul sisters.
I love how we laugh and then we laugh the second time in such a creepy fashion, and then we go back to cackling about it. Like
anyway,
she jumped up.
But anyway, back to what I was even saying.
She's staring at Carnegie.
So. Eventually, she was like, well, wait a minute, what if I found, like, some way to bring the canon characters back? And this is kind of where RagNBone started.
And it was really kind of cute. I have a cute drawing from this, actually.
Yeah.
Because I suck at sewing, and it became kind of a joke in there.
Yeah, and so
with
what
my
we...
my derpin doll.
Yeah, and so we just kind of decided from there that, okay, I'll go ahead and take some of them. Now, granted, I had only seen the movie once, and I didn't really get an idea of the characterization, but I knew the basis.
She still did a fucking excellent job.
And so I didn't take over anybody until I took over 5.
Oh my god, guys, the way she plays 5 is amazing!
And then I took over 6.
I can honestly say that the people that she controls, she does a really good job of keeping them in character.
Which is kind of saying something as much as they've changed over the role play.
Yeah,
but I've taken
still,
5. I took the twins. I took 6. I took 1, and I took 8. And
I took 2, 9, and 7.
Yeah, and so I mean we have all of the canon characters pretty much ironed out, and it wasn't until after the first event happened and we dropped all the way down to Wolf County, which is the second setting in the story, where I actually decided, okay...
Third, actually.
Yeah, wait. Oh, yeah, it is the third. It is the third. I completely forgot about that place.
About that 2 to 3 weeks that we spent in that one place.
I do, yeah. And so, anyway, I remember the flower. But anyway, now you remember. But anyway,
that's also there's a couple of first things there.
Oh yeah. So anyway, we went down to we were in Wolf County, and finally it was kind of like, okay. Now, granted, I had no intentions of actually creating anybody. She stomped it into existence, as she normally does. She has this catchphrase.
There's a running theme in RagNBone that I step on important shit, and it's probably going to be a thing. So, if I step on something in the roleplay, it might be important.
Yeah, it probably would be important to watch her feet. But...
Watch your feet.
Watch your feet, yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, she smashes the broom down on the ground, and I'm thinking I'm in control of the machine. Nope, apparently not. Out comes Jarek, and afterwards Jarek, unveils this wonderful story of like 5 other characters I had never even created yet. And all of a sudden, here they come. And you got Vic, you got Crawford, you got Ben, you got Ward, you got Dabney, and you got Jarek.
Oh, so many amazing guys.
And then somehow, the story came out of nowhere, their entire backstory and everything.
And then it tied into the actual main story,
which was kind of amazing.
So amazingly.
Yeah, we foreshadowed so much.
Oh my god, there's so much unintentional foreshadowing. We do it so well, because I go back and I read through the old ones, and I'm going...
And then we're like, wait a minute, we said this before.
Like
we did this before.
Some of the shit comes up as jokes. Like, there was a joke about 5 and Dickens.
Oh yeah, and then 5 and Dickens.
Oh well, that happened. Well, fuck.
And we really didn't intend it.
Then there was something. We were laughing, we were cackling about somebody in particular doing something. I think it was one doing something, and it actually came into play later. And there's just so many times in our
roleplay we'll just where
we would either mention it in parentheses, or we would actually talk about something in the like the characters would be talking about something, and it would come up and it would actually occur, and it wouldn't be intended at all. We would have forgotten it was even in the roleplay beforehand.
Yeah. And I mean, some of the commentary, I'll actually have to push some of it up.
We actually want to do a little mini comic with the commentary, because
it's really hysterical. Okay, you guys will love it.
One of the things from the commentary was always, I would ask her, wait, what are these 2 characters? Because we would have characters whispering. And we'd be like, wait, what are those 2 characters talking about? And she'd be like, I don't know, I'm just the commentary. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
We have this running thing because it happens so much in our story. We don't know what's going to happen next. We really don't plan any of this shit out. We let the characters do whatever the piss they want to do. We roll with the dialogue.
Plan out monologues.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we'll plan out like the really long stuff, or if we want one character's story to kind of broaden out specifically.
If I want to, usually mine are characters saying a particular thing. If I've got Lewis has been thinking heavily about something and I want him to say it, I'll write it up.
Like jot it down. But I'm talking about like within story, and we're just kind of replying back and forth to each other. We don't plan the stuff out. We just kind of let the characters take over and do whatever. We let the Stitch Punks pretty much live their lives. And it's insane, because we'll come up with these things where, you'll see like one and Hemingway, and they're talking about something in the corner. And, eventually it'll get to the point where she finally asks, she'll be like, what the hell are they talking about? And I'm sitting here asking myself the same question. And so I'm just like, I don't have a fucking clue. I'm just the commentary.
So we're just the commentary. We just make comments.
Yeah, and I mean, hell, when we get some more of the human characters in, we make the joke outright lampshade it into the role play, because when people when they're like, okay, so what did you do with this, and we're just like, we don't do anything, we just let them live their lives and we just go about our business.
Yeah, because like we've had like mostly a lot of the things that the characters do on the table is they one thing is injuries. If a character's injured, they fix themselves. We do not fix them, and the reason being is because we don't know how they're made, and we're kind of we're more afraid that we'll break them.
Yeah, they know how to
Twain's group.
Exactly.
The Eve Punks already know, because one of the unique things about the Eve Punks is as each one was created, Eve let them help make the next one, so they were all involved in the creation process of the next person in their family. So they actually know the process for building and putting together and mending and fixing themselves and what spare parts they need. So it's
So I mean, we're kind of just there as more so of a defense and a support for them.
And a place to stay.
Exactly, and a place to stay, because it's just kind of, moral support. You don't want to be stuck over there, and we didn't want to leave them there after we found them. And it was just kind of like, okay, we're going to give you guys a choice. Do you want to come back with us or not? I mean, if you want to stay here, well, let's stay here. But it's really up to you. And so it was just kind of like, okay, we're going to take them with us. And it's not like we're going to show you off for...
taken against its will.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like we're going to show you off in a museum or anything like that. No, we just took them home, and we're like, okay, here's this. And we actually have this thing in the comic that we had thought about. And it didn't occur to us, actually. It was one of those things that we did have to plan. But we figured with the Eve Punks in particular, when we first bring them in, we take them upstairs because due to our house layout, we kind of have home size, pretty much the first floor. The second floor is mostly workshops, our antique, where we actually fix up the antiques. I have a train room where all the toy trains and everything are set up, and they're constantly moving. And we have like a little workshop and a work desk.
Fanatic, so.
I am such a train, plane, clock, key, all that stuff. And so we have this entire upstairs, which is kind of like a work in progress, the whole place is. And then downstairs is where everything is kind of set in stone. And so we take them upstairs and we set them down and we just kind of, give them a tour around the place, and then just kind of go from there and say, if you guys need anything, just holler. And we kind of have this thing where they take it literally, and they think that they're not allowed downstairs when we go downstairs. They think that they're supposed to call out and we come upstairs and we do whatever. But it just kind of became a thing that we wanted to add into the comic, just to kind of add to their culture and just how they think in terms of, they don't just kind of intrude. Even though they're already in the house and they know they're welcome in the house, they don't know that they're able to come downstairs until we actually bring them downstairs. And then they're like, oh, we could do this the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh.
The Eve Punks are very much that they don't like to intrude on people, and they don't like to bother people, and they don't like to... They're polite, I guess you could say. The Franz Punks are too. Both of them are my section.
The Franz Punks kind of keep where they know. The Eve Punks are polite and ask when they need to. Eaton's crew, they see everything as a resource, and they take advantage of it whenever necessary. So, I mean, all of the groups have their own culture for it. But how the hell did we get on this topic?
I don't know.
I was talking about the role play, yeah. But, I mean, that was pretty much where... I was like, okay, clearly I'm into this, and we started role-playing. I was like, God, I miss role-playing, because my last role-playing friend was actually into Transformers. And after I came out of the military, I hadn't role-played for so long that when she wanted me to role-play with her, Nyx, I couldn't remember shit aside from the obvious traits of the characters I had. And it killed me, because I had an entire backstory, I had everything, and all I had to do was open up the history. But I went back over it, and I'm just like, I cannot get back into this anymore. I really can't start these role plays again. And so we just that stopped really abruptly.
Yeah, it did. Your music stopped again.
Your computer. Oh, it went to the next song. Oh, jeez. Okay, but anyway.
Thanks for freaking me out there.
Yeah, it just went to the...
Oh, something else.
That's why.
This is...
It's Trans-Siberia.
I know, but it's Carol... it's Carol of the Bells, but it's, I don't know. There's a lot of Christmas shit in here. Why is there Christmas stuff in here?
It's because it's off the popular list. That's why. God, huff over it. I'm playing Christmas lights, though.
Okay, yeah. Christmas lights are acceptable. I can accept
But-
Christmas lights.
Yeah.